So I changed my mind. I was like, hey, you know what? The next time, I'm gonna punch it in the face. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of Psychology with Khian. Today, we'll be talking about something in psychology called cognitive restructuring. Do check out FnK Concept on Shopee or Lazada for cool products at reasonable prices. The first time I heard about this term was back in A-levels, and when I heard about it, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to learn about this term because it sounds so fancy, man. Cognitive restructuring. It's like, I don't know, it just sounded really fancy to me, and it still sounds super fancy to me, and I like to use this term. Like, instead of saying I changed my mind sometimes, well, of course this is the wrong usage. Oh no, I restructured my cognition. Again, that was wrong usage of the term. Do not use it like that. You see, in psychology, there are a lot of different approaches, or should I say, fields of study. One of which is the cognitive approach. The cognitive approach of looking at psychology is looking at how our cognition, as in like our thought process, influences our thoughts, emotions, and behavior. Well, as a reminder to all of you, psychology is the study of thoughts, behavior, and emotions, while cognitive restructuring is actually a form of clinical therapy, and is the process of making someone's maladaptive thoughts into adaptive thoughts. Now, in my thinking style videos, check it out, link in the description, we talked about maladaptive and adaptive. Well, I'll quickly go through the definitions. Maladaptive is anything that makes you not adapt to the environment, so anything that's bad. While adaptive is anything that makes you adapt to the environment, so anything that's good, right? Well, you know, anything that makes you adapt to the environment is a good thing. Oh, this reminds me of this adaptation song that I listened to back in year 9. Like, our science teacher, when she taught us about adaptation, she would turn on this song and it would be like adaptation.
Adaptation. Changes in the body to fit a location.
Anyway, cognitive restructuring. Restructuring of thoughts from maladaptive ones to adaptive ones. Well, let me tell you a story. You see, when I was young, well actually until now, I loved, and I still do, listening to freaking ghost stories. Like, well, anything that's like supernatural, ghosts, anything that's scary, it's like sign me up, man. I loved ghost stories. But the problem with my younger self is that I used to be afraid of freaking ghosts after listening to ghost stories. Well, now I just listen to them to just kind of see how afraid I can be. But in the past, I was like super afraid. But the thing is, I felt safe because I always slept with my older brother. But there was just one day when he ditched me for his friends. Like, he went to his friend's place to stay, and then I was like super afraid after listening to ghost stories. I was like in my room and I just had like creepy thoughts lurking in my mind. Like, I thought this was coming, that was coming. I was like, oh my gosh, so ghosty, if that even is a word. You see, at that time I had maladaptive thoughts. I was like, oh my gosh, the ghost is more scary, and he or she's gonna kill me, and I'm so weak as compared to the ghost, like, ah! And then one day I was just like, hey, I'm gonna change my mind. Like, I can't convince myself that there's no ghosts in the world. That doesn't really help because you know what? I still listen to ghost stories even if I think that they're fake. Like, the thoughts of ghosts are still in my mind because like I still listen to the ghost stories every day. Like, I know it's stupid because I was scared and I still listen to them, but like, I know they just are too interesting to get off of. So I changed my mind. I was like, hey, you know what? The next time at night I think of or imagine that I see a ghost, I'm gonna punch it in the face. Well, of course, that is an example of adaptive thought process because it's like, I recognized that everything was super scary, but I told myself that, hey, I'm not weaker than that. I changed the maladaptive thought of me being weak to this adaptive thought of me being strong. And at the same time, I could still enjoy my ghost stories. I was like, hey, whenever there's a ghost, I'm gonna punch it in the face. That's adaptive, man. That makes me adapt to the environment because the environment is such that I will listen to freaking ghost stories. Well, of course, this is not the best example of cognitive restructuring, but you can see how it is the process of changing a bad or irrational thought process to a rational one. I'm not sure if punching ghosts is a rational thought process, but at least it made me feel that I'm strong. And anything that makes you feel strong is gonna be adapted to you because it's gonna make you stronger, right? So that is cognitive restructuring. Remember, whenever you feel that you're having irrational thought processes in your mind, change them to make them adaptive because many a time you are stronger than you think. Even if the ghost is super scary, punch him or her or them in the face. And do ghosts have pronouns? Like, no, seriously, like, do ghosts have pronouns? Well, in most of the ghost stories that I've listened to, like, the ghosts are usually female. God knows why, maybe because most females have like super long hair that cover their face, like. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, cognitive restructuring, changing maladaptive thoughts to adaptive ones. I hope, oh my gosh, I literally forgot. Do check out FnK Concept on Shopee or Lazada for cool products at reasonable prices. Until next time, I'm out.